And where did she go?
She went to Orlando. I think it was an Orlando Regional or Florida Hospital, Winter Park.
Okay. I'm sorry, Arden Villas. Which apartment was it?
Apartment 3.
All right. So she went to ORMC Winter Park. Did you go there?
Yes, I did. I went there. I actually called her family on the phone while the paramedics were tending to her. They had no idea she was even over at my place or that we were even talking again. They went to the hospital. I sat in the hospital for a while. We ended up going back later on that night because she was admitted because they didn't know why the seizure happened. We went back over to my apartment to pick up her car, and I didn't get to tell you this, but her dad pulled me aside and said, "Look, I don't know what's going on between the two of you, but you're a really good guy, Jesse. You've got a lot going for you. And you treat her really well, and you treat my granddaughter extremely well, but you don't need to be around Casey because she has some problems that we need to get her help for."
Such as what?
He wouldn't expand upon it. Said it's not the only thing he further on said was she's not a good person right now. She's not in the right place.
You keep saying it's a seizure, but you don't know for sure it was a seizure, right?
I don't know for sure if it was a grand mal seizure or not. I mean, the things that she did, I don't know how she would have recreated over again. The lips turning that slight shade of blue, the foaming at the mouth, the way her body was uncontrollably shaking, the non-responsiveness. I don't know how she would have been able to fake all of that.
Could have been an overdose?
I've never seen an overdose before, so...
Was that the first time you've ever seen her?
Yes.
Have a seizure or
Absolutely.
whatever? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the last time also?
Last time.
Okay. Had she ever told you what the results of the what came out of the hospital? They won't ever say what it was?
They said she didn't have syphilis, she wasn't pregnant, and she didn't have epilepsy. They said she claimed to me that it may have been because she drank too many Red Bulls.
Okay. All right.
Did you want to discuss what he had been told by his source? Get that on statement too, in case someone had told you that there was maybe some posturing towards laying some blame on you.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us about that, please?
I was told by individual who was working with the Anthony family, who had got to sit in on a couple of the attorney meetings, that Casey was telling her attorneys, and Cindy was backing her up on this, that I killed Kaylee, that I planted the evidence in the car, that I had access to the car because I had keys, and that I was framing her because of my obsession with Kaylee.
Access to the car because of keys. Why would they say that?
Her reasoning for me being able to have access to her car is saying that I have a copy of her car keys.
Do you?
Never had a copy of her car keys.
Okay.
I've never been in sole possession of a pair of keys for her. The only time I've ever actually had her keys in my hand is when she's been right next to me in the car and I've driven for her.
So your understanding from this person is the family's posturing towards, they know that the child is deceased, but they're posturing towards the defense?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And who told you this? Well, it's out, brother, because I got to type what you already said off tape.
Okay. All right. Leonard Padilla told me that.
Was it just Leonard or Leonard and Tony? Tony
right,
Padilla.
Right. Just Leonard. And his guys backed him up too. Whatever the guys that he had with him here, they also heard the same thing. So if you ask them, they'd be able to tell you the same thing.
So you're in constant communication with them, or was this a one-time deal?
We were in semi-constant communication when Padilla was here, because he was, when you'd hear stuff, he would relay it to my dad just to help me out.
What else did he share with you and your dad?
Really, it's the only thing, and then he picked our brain about stuff. That was really the only thing that he really reached out to us to really help me out with. He'd pick our brains in regards to ways to approach Casey, trying to get to talk to her, things of that nature.
Did you ever make the request for him to contact law enforcement? I mean, if you knew that they were going to try to frame you, I mean, it would be the first thing I'd say, well, man, you need to call the police.
Well, that was the first thing that I did when I found out about it, was call law enforcement. I had a conversation with Detective Mellish on the phone as soon as I heard about it.
Okay.
That was the first thing that I did.
Did you tell Leonard too?
I didn't actually get to speak with him directly about that. I guess an investigative reporter came to town, and also Craig Rivera from Geraldo Rivera spoke to Padilla's men that all backed up the fact, and spoke with Padilla, who all backed up the fact that they were trying to put that information out there to frame me.
One thing I want to go over, we went over before, is the computer. When you were at her house after she was arrested, I guess during one of the vigils or something, did you use the tower computer at the house?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, what did you look up on the computer at the house?
I accessed AT&T.com to print out a copy of my cell phone records for a meeting that I was having with Amy, Ricardo, Troy, and Amy, Ricardo, and Troy that night. And I may have possibly accessed my MySpace or Facebook. I sometimes do that when I go on computers. Okay. So, but I wasn't on any other search engines or anything like that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. I'm just finishing up right now.
2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm okay. All right. Bye.
Hey, when's the last time you talked to Lee?
Last time I talked to Lee, last week.
What was the nature of that conversation?
Short, sweet. I called him just to check on him, see how he was doing. Because since the conversation that we had about the misinformation thing, I've tried to keep things very civil between the two of us. I don't want to make an enemy out of him because he doesn't seem to be an enemy towards us right now.
When you say us, what do you mean us? Me
and my dad, my family, whatsoever at all. So I will speak briefly on the phone just to kind of talk about, how's things going with your family? How are you doing? How's the efforts to find Kaylee going? Because I still, until we locate Kaylee having a body, I still want to believe in my heart of hearts that she's out there somewhere.
What is Lee telling you?
Just that they work hard on, he's trying to keep his family together because, Cindy Anthony is not mentally stable and George is starting to come apart at the seams and he's trying to keep everybody together. So,
did Padilla tell you how you killed the baby? Did they say how they were putting that together?
I think he did, but I don't remember.
Try to remember for me because that's pretty crucial.
I think he may have said that I drowned Kaylee. I think that's what they're trying to say.
That you intentionally drowned Kaylee?
Yeah.
Where was that supposed to have happened?
I think in the pool in the backyard.
When was the last time, aside from the vigil, when was the last time before Casey was arrested that you were at the house?
When I dated her in November.
You hadn't been there since November?
No.
Your cell phone tower records, everything else will show that you haven't been
right.
to the house.
I've been in the area when I worked east side when I was working for OPD because Kilo goes all the way over onto what's that street that they're on, Chickasaw.
Mm-hmm.
That cuts off right there, right next to basically their neighborhood.
Just so it doesn't come out later and we get blindsided, did you ever swing by and do the ugly while you were on duty or in uniform?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never. I have not slept with her or had sex with her since November of 2007.
I would suggest that any of this other by your source information that you immediately call and let one of us know.
If he reaches out to you.
Absolutely.
Or any of the Padilla clan.
Absolutely.
Nick, you have anything?
No.
Right. Obviously, as we get information, we might have more questions.
That's fine.
That being said, is there anything now, we've talked for quite some time, you've spent quite some time here, is there anything now that we haven't asked you about that you feel is important or essential that you want to tell us about this case, whether it be someone's comment to you, someone's attitude towards the case, or any rumors that you might be hearing? Anything that you think of that can come out or might help us now that we've had some time to talk?
To be honest, I have a wealth of Casey Anthony information just because of how close I've been to her for an extended period of time, and I've seen that family dynamic. Cindy Anthony is. I think I mentioned, at one point during our relationship, I fell asleep on top of the covers while Casey and I were engaged, and Cindy came home and immediately just went off and started screaming at me from the kitchen. And from that point on, it seemed like that woman's had some sort of vendetta against me. So anything that comes out of her mouth in regards to me, I just wouldn't be surprised by anything that she says, to be 100% honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised by anything that she says. So, but I have a lot of information that I'm willing to give. If anything that I think of helps, I'm totally going to say something. But, I don't know what else there is for me to share.
You know Brandon Snow?
I know of him.
You never met him?
Never met him. I knew that Casey supposedly,
What about Dante Salati?
just that he was in that friend group with Brendan and that other tattooed friend that she had. Can't remember his name all of a sudden. Kind of dirty blonde hair.
Sean?
Sean.